After doing this now for about 13 years, we get the question a lot about just where would you start as a youth football coach installing your plays. And after a lot of talks with a lot of youth football coaches, here's what we would do. We would start with a plain old-fashioned dive play. And the reason is because a lot of your problems and a lot of your challenges are going to come in the backfield with exchanges. Now, you're going to look at this play and see a lot of things that are going on, but it's very simple how this is blocked up and how it's executed. So, first thing to understand is if you're playing somebody that's really smart and good in youth football, they are going to load the box up just like it was a NFL or a college football or a high school football goal line play. Mainly because this guy right here or this girl right here cannot throw the ball very well because, let's face it, they're 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. Now, having said that, you need to account for everybody up front in order to have a good football play. But how you account for them can be done in different ways. Everybody does not have to be blocked as long as you have the illusion or the possibility of other things coming with this play. So you see we're in a wing formation. I think this is a great formation for youth football because it teaches football with tight ends and working with tackles and those type of things. You've got a wing, which is very common in football. You've got a quarterback under center, which we know that most of them play from a shotgun or a pistol these days, but a young quarterback should probably start here. And you've got split backs, which gives you not only the ability to teach a dive and a pitch, but you also have it really the possibility of going both ways. So let's look at this play. And once again, we're blocking it up in this situation right here with a 6-2. So I'm advocating today, the first play I would put in is just a good old-fashioned give to the fullback. And I would base it up front. This is another reason I love this play is that the tackle's blocking a person, the guard's blocking somebody, the guard, the center is probably not covered, all right, but they're going to have a good chance to get the backside backer. You got backside cutoff blocks. Once again, fundamental football being taught back here, cutoff blocks, fundamental base blocks on your front side. Now, the obvious part of this is there is an important player not blocked, and that's the front side backer. So how do you do that? How do you run a play right at point of attack without blocking him? That's the point that I'm trying to make today, is that you want to include, all right, options with your football play. And now the option here could be give. The option here could be don't give, pull it, and the quarterback runs around the outside. And even if you want to get a little more complicated about it or a little more sophisticated about it, the quarterback right here could fake the give, pull it, and pitch to the tailback. So let's look at it from the defensive perspective. We'll flip it just so it's exactly right. So now, if I'm playing over here and I'm the defense, once again, one-on-one blocks up front. Whoever wins those blocks is probably going to win. But as the fullback attacks me right here, I can't stay in here if I'm this backer and play that fullback. Because if the quarterback pulls this and goes around the outside edge, that's my responsibility. If the quarterback actually pitches to the tailback and I'm the corner, that's my responsibility. So you have to understand that, like, as a defense, you can't just assume this is going to be a dive every time. Let's go back. So now, when you look at it that way, you now have multiple plays. Now, do you really have multiple plays? The answer to the question is not if you're smart. What I would do as a youth football coach, I would run the dive, I'd run the dive, I'd run the dive. And as soon as this player right here starts making a play over and over and over again, now what I'm going to do is I would fake the dive, run around the outside, and then I would have the quarterback run for 30 or 40 yards. Once the corner started dropping in to play that, at this point, now I would, by this time, have practiced and executed just a simple pitch to the tailback around the outside to do the same thing. So the message today is that what you really want to do is you want to create illusions of options, but the base play should be a dive to the right or a dive to the left. You could do the same thing with your tailback. And the reason being, you're practicing and teaching fundamental football that can be carried over to high school football, college football, and even NFL football. Anything other than that, in our opinion, is not what you should be teaching at the youth level.